I heard a rumor around the water cooler today that brought a tear to all of our eyes. Mike Berman is leaving King County. He'll be giving community transit his best eagle eye. That Mike, he's really a legend, one of the county's best and toughest workhorses. If you've never had a chance to collaborate with him, you've missed out on one of nature's great forces. With an Old West style mustache and a black leather coat that nearly touches the dirt. If he just gets some boots and the right kind of hat, we'd have technology's own Wyatt Earp. Because Mike certainly casts a long shadow walking down the halls of KCDOT, fighting for the needs of business. For years, that's meant service quality for all of DOT. Now that Mike, he's a little peculiar. I've heard some say he's wound kind of tight. But the thing to remember, and this is important, to keep coaches rolling, things must be done right. And doing right ain't to feed his own ego, to look through those spectacles and flex his own might. It's because Mike cares about the Department of Transportation. For business continuity, procedures must be locked tight. Now, when a man leaves a job and looks back, he's bound to wonder, did any of it matter? Did he make a noticeable difference? Or only leave people and projects ascatter? Well, we all know there isn't a question about the difference Mike Berman has made. He's inspired so many employees. On balance, his work adds value each day. And I think it's because he came out of Africa studying lion attacks and the results all quite bleak. He proved those lions weren't stalking people for sport. Overseas, Mike learned to think in ways quite unique. And because he mapped those lion attacks, well, that opened for him the doors of GIS. Before we knew it, he was mapping spatial data for transit and making noticeable contributions to everyone's success. The rest was a predictable set of promotions through operations and finally to ITSDM. Now, to think of replacing him and who we might find, King County may never again know quite such a friend. And working for two departments at once, goodness knows it's been a damn heavy load. But Mike's carried it all with dignity and grace, even on days when he reaped less than he'd sown. Mike's been recognized as a visionary. For instance, he took us clear on up to the cloud. Now we access our work from anywhere. And local storage, we've all disavowed. He taught us PMs how to staff a steering committee. Rule number 1 being, don't waste the sponsor's time. If you call a meeting, it had better trigger a decision, or onto your horse to run away fast, you'll immediately wish you could climb. He preached the importance of good change control and taking new solutions through art. Reach out to business, we've all been forewarned. Get their requirements before you dare start. Because a brief loss of network isn't such a big deal if your job involves administration of the paperwork kind. But if you're guiding buses in snow or managing a train, a system outage, now that's hell to find. But despite all those very important procedures, there eventually does come a day when even the most trusted employee screws up. When it's you, it ain't easy to pick up the phone and say, hey. And there you are telling Wyatt you blew it, waiting for the tongue lashing you so richly deserve. But Mike, he just gets real quiet like and says, I'm gonna get you through this, but first, tell me, what have you learned? Because he's got a knack for knowing when an employee can regulate themselves. He'll clean up your mess if he possibly can, and says, get back on your horse. Shake the dust off yourself. And those are the critical moments that develop staff teams who cannot be shaken. We're so happy for your new opportunity, Mike, but dang it, we feel like our touchstone's been taken. So as you ride off to the sunset, we wish you nothing but dust-free trails and warm, sunny weather. We'll never forget what you did here, because in the end, you made us all better.